And next up at PFL Belfast, we've got Eoghan Masoliver taking on Shane Mullen. Give me Masoliver here. Obviously, you see the 1-0 records for both gentlemen here. Masoliver fights like a guy that has at least 10 to 20 professional fights. This guy is very composed inside the cage. I have high expectations for this guy moving forward, providing that he keeps this one on the feet. The striking of Masoliver is very composed and very technical. He does a good job of staying long, staying rangy, stays defensively sound. Nothing is out of place on the feet. He has a nice step-in jab. He does a good job of being able to switch stances and has a nice left high kick, which was able to get the victory in his last fight, in his first professional fight. And that head kick, when he was able to land, what I really liked about Masoliver was he knew he had his opponent hurt. He was able to drop him, but he didn't just rush in, try and dive into the guard of his opponent to beat him up. He stepped away. He knew he had his opponent hurt, and he made the referee stand his opponent up. His opponent did not stand up when asked to by the referee. That's a TKO stoppage there for Masoliver in his first victory in his professional bout. But I like the composure there to not dive in and go in for the finish. And a guy like Shane Mullen, that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to get into the clinch. He wants you to take you to the ground. He wants to be able to engage in the grappling. And if you look at his pedigree in terms of his amateur career, guys do have success out at range on the feet against a guy like Mullen. He wants to be able to get you to the ground and get you into the clinch. And guys will, kind of fall into that game for him. And that's where he has success. When guys are able to keep it out at range and kind of use their footwork to kind of back him up against the fence, use their long range weapons, teeps, jabs, attack the low kick, that's when you're able to beat a guy like Shane Mullen. And I think that's the exact game plan that Masoliver can come in here and do and replicate. That's exactly what we saw from his first professional bout. I think I'm very high on this kid, and I think if we see a stoppage here, the PFL will definitely push this kid moving forward, especially in a country like Ireland, which is big on their fighters. Obviously, Conor McGregor, paging the way for guys like Masoliver. I'm not saying he's going to be Conor McGregor, but obviously they're very high on their strikers and their boys back in Ireland. And I think that Masoliver can come in here and get this one done on the feet. I think Shane Mullen here has decent striking. He does stay very composed, but I think his inability here to be able to kind of hurt Masoliver or get him to the ground is just going to end up with him being finished on the feet. So give me Eoghan Masoliver here to get this one done. Remember that name, guys. I think we're going to see him in the PFL and having a lot of success throughout his PFL run. Let's see who Carlos has in this matchup.
Okay, in this one, I'm going to take Masoliver to get it done. They look to be close to the same height, maybe same reach, but I'm going to give probably the edge in the physicality department to Masoliver in this one. Both are pretty skilled. They look pretty good. I just get the feeling that in the fights that I've seen, Masoliver seems to be the more patient, the more relaxed, even like the more tactical fighter of the two. He prefers to keep it on the feet, but I haven't seen too much of his ground game. Mullen looks to be, like he's a little bit more willing to force the fight, like the opportunities in a fight. Whereas Masoliver looks like he's kind of the go with the flow kind of guy, and he's going to take whatever you're going to give him rather than try to force the fight to happen in his favor. And it seems like he's had better success doing that as well, even as an amateur. So to me, I think that just that, being a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more patient, and measuring your opponent a little bit more, trying to find the reads, I think that's what's going to put him over in this one. So I'm going to take Masoliver to get this one done.